Hey guys, welcome back to Spaztacular, the only show that ran out of guests after 2 whole episodes. Great way to represent your show, Merzaud. Anyways, today's episode is going to be all about cameras. We're going to talk about, present cameras, future and upcoming cameras, and if you're out in the market for buying a camera right now, what camera you should look into. So it's going to be all over the place. I'm going to put timestamps over here so y'all can skip and watch what y'all are interested in, save some time. This episode is based on videos and not that much on photos. Because if you're in the market for a photography camera, y'all can pick up anything. Like, no kidding. This Canon 50D is almost 13 years old, and I prefer the photos that come out of it sometimes better than my Canon 80D because the noise pattern is much more, filmic than the digital of the 80D. So yeah, like what I want to say is y'all can pick up any camera and shoot photos with it. It's not a big deal, but it's a whole nother story for videos because video is a much more recent, it's a baby, I'd say. If 5D Mark II was one of the first cameras that actually filmed videos, and that camera is just 11 years old. So it's just been 11 years for video. It's a much newer market. It's not evolved it's evolved a lot, but not to the standard where you can get any camera and expect some amazing. So it's much more technical, and y'all need to like look into a lot more stuff if you want to buy a video camera than a photo camera. So if you're a photographer, buy any camera and you're gonna be happy. But if you're a video, want to shoot videos, please consider watching because it might be informational. So let me address the elephant in the room. That's the Canon 80D that I'm just filming on. Is it worth to buy in 2019? And the quick answer is no, it's not. For me, it's not. For you, for most of y'all, I don't know, it might be, it depends upon what y'all are shooting. But I'm going to tell y'all the specs of this camera. It's 1080-60, all eye compression, that's all. And it has dual pixel autofocus, which is a bonus. But yeah, that's basically the camera. It has no log, no super slow motion, no 4K. Yeah, so it's basically not that much of a great camera as looking at 2019. It's not that great, and if y'all are out in the market to buy a camera, if y'all don't care about super slow motion and high resolution 4K, it's a good camera. If y'all are into super slow motion and high res 4K, this is not the camera for you. Talking about the 80D, the 90D is like upcoming. It's rumored everywhere, like the 90D in 2019. Whoa, everyone are hyped. I'm not hyped for the 90D at all. Oh, what, Merzaud? You're not hyped? No, I'm not. Here's why. Because Canon has a good track record of crippling all of their cameras. And I think 90D is going to be like the same. They're going to cripple it. This is my prediction for the Canon 90D. There's going to be no 1080 to 120 FPS. Here's why. Because Canon always pushes their cinema line. The C series lineup, the Canon 1DC, the C200, C300, C100, 100, and all those. And the CX10, that was one amazing camera that I wish Canon revives and gets. XC. No, sorry, the XC. Yeah, it was the XC10. I hope they get the XC20 because I think it was a really banging of a camera. I think they didn't sell a lot of it, so they like shelled it. But I think they should revive it and start manufacturing the XC20s with amazing specs. I think it's going to be a banger. So as I was saying, the Canon 90D is not going to have 1080 120 because it rivals the 1DX Mark II and the C series. So just throw that out. I hope they come out with kind of like 1080 90 FPS, 1080 80 FPS. I think some of the Sonys have come up with that. It's better than 60. Come on, Canon. I bet you can do that. There's going to be a massive crop on the 4K. Like they came up with the SL3, which like has the same thing. It has a massive crop. It's probably when you're shooting on 4K, it's a micro four sensor. So yeah, you better buy the GH. I don't know what GH5S. Yeah, GH5S. It's gonna be a much better camera for the better than the 90D. And there's gonna be no log. Like Canon just does not put log in their lower grade cameras. And guess what? They might remove 24 FPS. Looking at the SL3 and the RP. I hope not because this is known as their video cameras. So I hope they don't do that. But there's a possibility they're removing 24 FPS from 1080 and just putting it in 4K. It's going to be a disaster if they do that. So yeah, that's my prediction for the Canon 90D. I hope I'm not true. I really hope I've talked a lot of bullshit right now and Canon surprises me with everything I told they're not going to have. I'm going to be surprised. I'm going to be amazed. But as of now, I'm really not hoping a lot. I don't have high hopes with the 90D. But I really have high hopes with the A7 IV. I think when Sony comes out with that, it's going to kill the competition. But if you're out in the market to buy a video camera right now, it depends upon what y'all are looking for. Now there are three sensor sizes. So there's a micro four thirds sensor, there is crop sensor, and there is the full frames. So I'm going to go from the smallest to the biggest. Depends upon. Now I'll tell you the pros of each. The micro four sensor is going to have a lot more features than most of them because it has a lot less, processing power. Like the sensor is small, it's not has to, process such a big thing. So you're going to get a lot more codecs, you're going to get a lot more frames, and yeah, all those shenanigans. It's going to be a better film camera. I mean, even if you go to see the red cameras, those are, the Super 35 cameras, which are really close to the micro four size sensor, except the red Monstro, which is a full frame. Reason would you buy a crop sensor camera? I don't know. Crop sensor cameras in the middle of, micro four third and full frame. So I think that some of them are kind of cheaper than the micro four third and, vice versa. But crop sensor, if you don't want a full frame, you still want to go with the crop, and you don't want to get a micro four third, you can get a crop sensor camera. And full frame, if you're into low light shooting, you want to shoot a lot of low light and you want a lot of, I don't know, low light stuff. Yeah, that's the only reason I see for full frame. If you want to shoot low light. Yeah. Wow, Merzaud. Generalizing cameras right now. Camera racist. Whee! As I said, micro four third, crop sensor, full frame. Full frame is for low light. Crop sensor is in the middle, if you want. It's just like, yeah, it's just like that. It's just chilling. Nobody cares about crop sensor. And micro four third sensor is like a lot more processing power. So if you're in the micro four third market, there's the GH5S and there's the Blackmagic pocket cinema camera. That's the two cameras I would be looking into if I was in the micro four third lineup. I don't know. That's the two cameras I'd be looking into. Yeah. Is there any other? I don't think so. Yeah, that's the two cameras that I would. Is the Fuji X-T3 micro? I don't think that's a crop sensor camera. Yeah, that's a crop sensor camera. So yeah, in the micro four lineup there is the GH5 and the Blackmagic pocket cinema camera 4K. Don't go with the old one. It's trash. In the crop sensor camera, you can go with the A6300 to the A6500 or the Fuji X-T3. I would prefer the Fuji X-T3 over the Sony's. Yeah, I just like the Fuji colors. Sony colors are trash. I just don't like the Sony colors. So I would go for the Fuji X-T3. Do your research, figure what you're like. I don't know. Talking about full frame, here's where we come into the actual, part of the video. If you're in the full frame, the only Canon camera that I would suggest as a full frame camera is the 1DX Mark II. Yeah, 1DX Mark II. That's because it's the only Canon camera that's not in the C line and has log. It has 1080 120 and it can shoot 4K. Yeah. So if you're into Canon, get the 1DX Mark II and buzz off. But if you're into more varieties, there is the Sony's. Any of the Sony's do. The A99 Mark II. I never knew about the camera, but it does shoot 1080 120 and it has 4K. But the Sony A7 III, A7S, A7R, the Sony A9s, they are all amazing cameras. The what is it? Like Nikon Z6. The Nikon Z6 is an amazing camera, and you get a filmmaker's kit with it, which has the Atomos Ninja. It has tripods. It gets you a Rode video microphone Pro. Blah blah blah. It has everything you need to have. It has everything you need to have. If you want to get into filmmaking. So the Z6, I'll definitely look into the Z6. If you are not into the Sony's. And yeah, the camera I would buy if I wanted to buy a full frame is the Panasonic S1. Yeah. Wow! Gotcha, right? Yeah, that's surprising. I have looked into the S1 and I think it's an amazing camera. The S1 is just brilliant. It's one of the first cameras. I think it's the only camera right now that's full frame and that can shoot 4K 60 FPS. Other cameras do not shoot 4K 60 FPS. I might be wrong. Yeah. But yeah, the Z6. The thing about the Sonys, I forgot to say. The Sonys have a minor crop in their 4K setting. It's like insignificant. Yeah, insignificant. But they do have a crop. The Nikon, it does not have a crop. The Panasonic, I do not think it has a crop. So, I'm just throwing that out. I'm sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it depends upon what you want to get. The A99 Mark II, I really don't know a lot about that camera. It's more of, it's a mirrorless, I guess. Yeah, Sony just makes mirrorless. So it is a mirrorless camera, but it's more of a DSLR, like, bulky body. It's not the sleeky, tricky cheese stuff. But yeah, looking at that. Other than that, I would say that's pretty much it. I would put all the cameras I spoke about in the link in the description. So if you all want to, just look it up, search it. I don't know, Yeah. And yeah, that's it, I guess. Yep. I did not have fun. Because I have nobody besides me. Yo, it's Spaztacular. It's not going to be a podcast. And I need somebody besides. I'm just kidding. If y'all are interested to come on the pod though, please hit me up. I would love to have you on the pod. We could talk about stuff. Yeah. And that's it for the thing. Yeah, let me introduce my cameras. That's the Canon 50D. That's the Kodak Pop. That's a Gather box. And that's the Hero 6 Black. So yeah, these are my camera lineups that I have. These two are film. This is a old digital. And this is a Hero 6 Black. Who is beat by the Hero 7 Black. Who's beat by the Osmo. Yeah, the camera industry is churning some good stuff. Anyways, if you want more content like this, stay tuned for Spaztacular. Thank you, Sushant, for making that tagline. I'm still running with it. And yeah, if you all smash like, smash subscribe, and shut up, Merzaud. Yep, ta-da, toodles, scooter scoobles, scabadoo-bazoo. Bye.